Every day I'm shuffling.
I've been doing magic since I was about 11 years old, but it wasn't until I was, I'd say, 16, 17 where I really decided that I wanted to kind of try pursue this as a career. You know, I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. Growing up, I was never one of like the big kids, which kind of made me an easy target. And one of the things that some of the guys used to do was pick me up, put me inside a bin and throw me down a hill. After a few weeks of going through this, my grandpa took me to one side and, you know, he showed me some techniques to take away the bully's strength. He wasn't like a magician, but he just knew these crazy things. And even when he was explaining this technique to me, I thought it was a bit mad. But the next day, you know, when I was back at school, I used the technique that he showed me and the guys couldn't pick me up. But then they kind of spread rumours around the school that, you know, that I had superpowers. I told my grandpa about, you know, these rumours and he just laughed and then we kind of played on them and built up, you know, more crazy techniques. And it got to the point where, you know, these stories were kind of spreading so much that people wanted to see me perform things. So I kind of, you know, without the bullies, I wouldn't actually be doing magic. One of the kind of setbacks that I got when I was growing up was I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was about 14, 15 years old, which ended up putting me in hospital for 6 months. And in that time, I nearly died. And that was the moment when I decided that when I get out of hospital, I want to do something to leave a legacy, because if I had died in hospital then, what would people remember me for? Most likely that kid who got bullied at school.
Every day I'm shuffling.
I decided I'm going to do whatever it is, whatever it takes to make a career in magic. You know, and I suppose that was probably the birth of Dynamo.
Party rock! Yeah.
If you want to do anything, you know, you've got to dedicate yourself to it.
Let's go.
You know, I've had to make quite a lot of sacrifices. You know, I didn't learn how to shuffle a pack of cards like this, just, you know, straight out of the box. It's taken me many years, and every time I do it, I'll develop it and I get better and better and better. I just knew what I wanted to do, and I'm glad my grandpa was there to understand it and help me follow that through. And without him, without that support, I probably would have never been doing what I'm doing today. So I got a big respect for my grandpa, and you know, I actually have grandpa tattooed on my neck, so that no matter where I am in the world performing, he's always watching over my shoulder. No matter all the negative surroundings where I grew up, you know, the poverty, you know, my dad not being around, the bullies picking on me, not being able to go out and play, you know, in the street or, you know, play football like most kids, it all kind of added up and led to where I am and what I'm doing now. You know, if I'd been able to go play on the streets, then I might not have put in the time, you know, to practice honing my skills. So I probably wouldn't be as good as I suppose I am now. If I hadn't been bullied, then I wouldn't have had a need to learn these skills and use them as a defence mechanism early on. You know, I wouldn't have told my grandpa about what was going on, and he wouldn't have shared this knowledge with me. Whenever people, you know, have tried to put me down in the past and tried to, I suppose, hold me back and stop me following my dreams, it just kind of add fuel to the fire and motivate me to want to be out there and want to succeed at everything I do. And I think, you know, the motto that I've taken from that is that the best form of revenge is success. You know, it doesn't matter what these people say. If you know and believe in your heart that you can do something, then you can do it. And when you get out there and do it and show them, well then, you know, who gets the last laugh? You know, I'm a kid from Bradford. You know, if I can do it, then anybody can.
Every day I'm shuffling.